that the dates for these events may change. For example, if we find that Thursday could be a rain day, then we may start with our countryside walk on Tuesday or Monday. Then on Friday in the morning we will go to visit British Museum and Library. For the time being, that afternoon will be free, so if you would like to explore some things in London by yourself, you can do it. But as a group, if we want to go to some place, we can also do it. And also, if you plan to do some of your research or you want to visit some construction sites, you can also do it on Friday afternoon. Then on Saturday morning, you will check out from the hotel, and then for the next 3 days will be your 3 days for travel. And we will meet again in Paris on Tuesday evening. Yes.
The rail pass we have, does that include the London Channel?
No.
No?
No.
So
Just the Euro rail.
You can only use it within continental Europe.
Okay.
So it can be used in 23 countries within Europe, but not including UK.
So would we have to take a plane?
I suggest if you take a plane, that would be much cheaper than the train. Because the channel train will cost you something like 125 or 150 pounds. Whereas the one-way plane ticket may cost you 30 or 40 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just swim it.
And there are also many things to see in London, so if you like, you may stay an extra day in London and then leave on Sunday instead of Saturday.
That area, that waterway isn't too wide, is it?
Yeah, you can take a
Areas?
cat. There's a cat. They have cat, but it's high-speed cat.
Yeah.
Would be very expensive.
And, so if you got right across here, Europe has to work right then. If you got across the channel
Yeah.
into main Europe, right, you could hop on a train right there.
That's right, yeah. Then you can take any train, any of the national trains.
Okay.
And basically that pass is applicable in 23 countries. So basically almost all countries in continental Europe will be covered under that pass.
Okay.
So that pass would be valid for 10 days of unlimited rides.
And also the blog, is that kind of just like you get home at night and you just do a recap of your day?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Let me very quickly, since we have some time, let me tell you a little bit about the blog thing, and then we'll take a break. And in fact, in the next class, although I think you have already learned how to create a blog in your CIT class, everyone knows how to create a blog, but I will do a quick recap in one of the classes. So that's your typical plan of study for the summer semester. Now one thing, let me tell you that to register for your courses, I was speaking with Christy, and most probably you need to visit her office at least once to sign up for the courses. But I will talk with her tomorrow to see whether you really need to visit or not. Because I have already submitted your plans of study to her, and she knows that what courses you are taking.
Yeah, she told us
when I talked to
today.
her today, she said she don't have anything to do with it. She said she can't get us into them
Okay.
because they're closed.
So let me talk with her and I will let you know. But it should not be a problem. You will be enrolled for these courses.
Yeah. She could.
So first of the course which you are taking will be construction law course. Now for that construction law course, 10% of the course will be offered during study abroad, and the 90% part of it will be after study abroad. Now for the 10% part, basically Professor Olson will give you some reading material to read and then submit a very short assignment. And once we return from study abroad, then there will be regular classes, I believe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This
Well, I was
should-
going to ask, I already took construction law. So.
Then you don't need to take. After that, you will be taking temporary structures class. Again, Professor Kramer will provide you some of the videos during study abroad, which you need to watch. and then there will be regular classes in the second part of the summer.
So you've already taken all of it?
Yeah, since you are taking it in spring, so you don't need to take it in summer. And basically, once I submitted your plans of study, it was individual for every student, so most probably in your plan of study it will not be temporary structures course and construction work. Now the third course is Study Abroad Elective, and its title is Cultures and Environments Abroad. Now there will be three parts of that course for evaluation purposes. First of all, you need to create a blog of your daily activities. So basically you will set up a blog site, and whatever places you visit, you will write your reflections in that blog and maybe upload a couple of pictures. And that blog we will evaluate every day, and we will also share it with your friends and family so that they know that what places you visit, and that could be a nice documentary or diary of your events. And for the time being, you may feel that it's tough to write something every day, but 2 years from now, you will really feel that it was something you read. You wrote and you read it and recall your memories of that trip. So 50% of that course will be based on your blog. 30% will be your participation in different study abroad activities. For example, once we go to different construction sites, different museums, I will take attendance to make sure that everyone is present in all the activities. And 20% part will be based on a special assignment related with culture. Now, what you need to do for that assignment, you will pick one aspect of culture or one topic. It might be a cultural comparison of fast food restaurants in different countries, or it might be the comparison of gas stations in different countries. So just pick one topic, you will take its photographs, and then once you come back, you will prepare a poster, and we will place all the posters in student lounge. So you can work on different ideas. For example, you can see how McDonald's look like in different countries, how their menus are in different countries, or for example, the gas stations and gas prices in different countries. You may compare train stations in different countries, or how the subways look like in different countries. It might be the comparison of church buildings, or it might be comparison of anything else, for example, telephone booths. So last time when we went in 2010, people picked all the diverse topics, ranging from hot dogs to telephone booths to libraries, bookshops. So think about any topic, and as soon as you decide, send me an email so that I can log that topic for you. I think one person compared Starbucks and its prices in different countries, and what type of coffees are offered in different countries. One person compared McDonald's and KFCs. Another one compared gas stations. There was one who compared the opening doors for different churches to see their architectural styles, trains, taxis. So just pick one thing and compare. So there will be three main parts of that course: blog 50%, study abroad participation 30%, and poster on any cultural theme 20%. Then the next two courses are 0 credit hour courses, which is basically for your graduation. If you are graduating in summer, that will be added to your plan of study. If you plan to graduate in fall, they will not be added. So in the next class, basically I will also show you how to create blogs, and once we make up all the blogs, we will place their links on a website so that everyone can access it. Any questions? Okay, let's take 5 minutes break, and after the break I will show you a video about different major construction projects in London. Is there anyone who has not purchased his ticket yet? Air ticket?